I'd like to tell you a little bit about our programs, and then I'll pass this off to some of our amazing students and faculty members to give their perspectives and experiences. English and Writing Studies includes the programs that you see here listed on your screen. I wish we were able to meet in person this year at Fall Preview as we normally do, and I would love you to see our beautiful campus and classroom spaces. Instead, I'm sending along a very warm welcome to do that at a later date, and an invitation to come to the virtual chat with your questions. I love to teach in English and Writing and Studies because our required texts are inspired texts. And these include not just great books, but films, performances, and other forms of creative and professional communication. Literature, film, and performance offer insights into other places and times and help us to understand each other. What could be more important? Our English courses cover a wide range of literary traditions and storytelling practices, from the earliest narratives to contemporary bestsellers, and maybe not everything in between, but certainly a wide spectrum of creative production. Because I teach Canadian literature, some of my most memorable classroom moments have been when we've had authors like Cherie Demoline and Emma Donoghue come to talk to students in the class and share their thoughts about their work. Instructors often take students out of the classroom, on field trips into the community, and to participate in cultural and professional activities. We have the longest running outdoor community Shakespeare program in Canada. This year, our students met the challenge of COVID with a virtual experience, a pandemic Julius Caesar. We're bursting with excitement about the Alice Munro Chair in Creativity. Coyote is such an amazing storyteller and performer. You can access some of that work online, and someday I hope you'll get here to see Evan in person. English and Writing Studies is also the home to the longest running writer-in-residence program in the country. In this program, students can consult about their work one-on-one with an established, experienced, and celebrated author. This year, it's writer, editor, and activist Alicia Elliott. We also created a unique in North America student writer-in-residence program in which an outstanding undergraduate student generates a community and fosters exchange among other student writers. Our courses give students the ability to participate in an ongoing and absolutely vital conversation about the power of words to shape the world, to generate new ideas, and to create connections among people. They learn to think critically and to write compellingly, and they practice creativity in their courses as well. In writing studies, for example, students combine creative and professional experiences with rhetorical studies. The students that emerge from our programs as graduates are articulate problem solvers capable of engaging collaboratively or individually with the world around them. So, what can you do with an English and Writing Studies degree? The best way of providing a realistic answer to that question is to look at the experiences of our graduates. You could become the artistic director of the Toronto International Film Festival, or an editor of a major magazine like The Walrus or Maclean's, or work for the arts section of a newspaper like the Globe and Mail, or become the publisher of Penguin Canada or MacArthur and Company, or the executive director of the Stratford Festival. Those are just some specific examples of where our students have gone. More generally, we've graduated successful video game content writers, novelists, playwrights, performers. We have alumni who have attained success in the marketing, business, and tech sectors, in politics, government, and not-for-profit work. And we have students who have gone on to achieve professional credentials and successful careers in medicine, really, law, journalism, and education, not to mention academic careers. The unifying factors among all of these career paths are the skills we cultivate in our programs: strengths in communication, minds adept and expansive enough to open new doors to knowledge, the ability to think critically and exercise creativity, and the passion to engage with community.
I'm in my fourth year in English, and the reason I chose to come to Western is because I felt like there's a lot of opportunities here for me to gain more hands-on experience. For example, there's so many extracurriculars such as the Coterie, the Gazette, which is a student newspaper, the Arts and Humanities publications where you can submit your work to, and also the Arts and Humanities internship program. Like for example, last year I worked at a film festival as a marketing intern, and I got like a lot of experience within the arts field. So I think there's a lot of places here for you to grow.
Hi, my name is Ivan Coyote, and I'm a writer and a storyteller and the author of 12 books. My 13th book will be out next spring, June 2021, with McClellan and Stewart, and I'm also the current Alice Munro Chair in Creativity here at Western. I teach a creative writing workshop class, and I also teach a class called Active Voice, which is an investigation into performance skills for artists of all disciplines. And I truly believe that all art that really moves people begins first with just a really great story, and that all writers need a place to come they need a deadline first of all, and they need a place to come and workshop their ideas and hone their craft, and they need to be exposed to the work of other writers that will both inspire and challenge them to bring the very best to the page and the stage.
English 1022 does several things. It gives students an overview of English literature from the Middle Ages to the present, including Canadian writers. It introduces students to a variety of literary genres, historical perspectives, and critical approaches. It strengthens students' writing and research skills as they are applied to the study of literature, which are skills that are going to serve you for the rest of your life. Above all, the course addresses how language gets used and to what ends, something we need to be aware of perhaps now more than ever. Words, like images and actions, matter. They literally materialize our realities for us. So we'll explore how the writing and reading of literature are inherently and intensely political acts. Literature gets us to step outside the supposedly real world in order to reflect in the most tolerant and open-minded of ways on its past, present, and future by thinking through the most difficult issues of this or any time, the climate crisis, racial, sexual, gender, class inequality.
When someone says, "Let me tell you a story," or "You won't believe the story I just heard," what is it that you expect to hear? How do stories differ from other kinds of speech acts, from a weather report or a message from a friend, "I am here, where are you?" What makes stories such an important part of our culture and the ways with which we communicate with each other? To answer these questions, we're going to learn about the various formal components that make up a story, like setting, atmosphere, tone, character, and plot, and how these different formal elements turn ordinary language into an engaging and immersive experience. But our course will be more than a study of the formal elements that make up an effective story. We'll be interested, too, in the ways in which stories are shared as oral communications, or as print-based media, or as audiovisual media. And we'll attend, too, to what we'll call the cultural work of storytelling. Why do we tell stories? What hopes and desires, needs and anxieties does storytelling answer to? How do the representations of gender, sexuality, race, and class inform the art of storytelling? English 1027F, then, is an introduction to these questions. We'll use short stories to introduce some of the basic terms and concepts employed in narrative analysis, and then we'll look at some of the major genres and modes of storytelling. We'll study a great epic, the Tale of Gilgamesh, the earliest example we have of a story that was set down in writing. And we'll look at an example of a tragedy, Sophocles' famous play, Oedipus the King. And we'll conclude the course then with a scientific romance, E.M. Forster's The Machine Stops, and Sally Rooney's award-winning and very wonderful novel, Normal People.
I attribute the highly ranked and revered English and Writing Studies program at Western to its strong community of students and the extremely distinguished and resourceful faculty. There's plenty of opportunities to get involved with student groups such as the HSC, the Undergraduate English Society, the Creative Writing Club, and to get your writing published in their respective publications. The professors here are not only experts in their field, but are also really friendly and approachable, and want to see their students succeed more than anything. Some of the best aspects of my learning experience have been conversations with my professors about books and about my own writing and research interests.